Well, hello everyone. Good to see everybody. We got Stuffy, we've got Larry, we've got Philip, we've got Charlie.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh, it's cold here. It's in the 30s tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 30s here tonight. So it's supposed to be like 34 or something this evening. So going to have the fired up around here, the heater. So
yeah, I got the heater on now.
Had nurse here today. And it looks like my mother probably won't make it till Christmas. So that's kind of where we're at with that situation. Hospice is going to be here tomorrow morning. I already notified all the family that they need to come and say their goodbyes while she's still here. And, and then we just got to put it up there, and what happens, happens, right? And
well, she just due to her Alzheimer's is why.
Yeah, so the Alzheimer's is wreaking havoc on her, where she's not eating or drinking anymore, and her kidneys are starting to shut down and stuff. So it's enough to where the home health care nurse basically canceled themselves for hospice, right? So that's the kind of what I was worried about with the conferences and all that's coming up, right? Is that I just don't know week to week, day to day what's going to happen, right? So that's what we're dealing with. But we have faith, and we know that she's not going to recover. That's a given from the situation.
Well, I have an aunt that same thing. She's in a nursing home, and I went down to that's where I spent Thanksgiving with her son, my cousin. And I asked about her, and the nurses, she gets along with the nurses over there. She's kind of like a helper, kind of mentally to stimulate her. And
Right.
but she doesn't know anybody. Her memory is completely robbed.
And like my mom is basically a skeleton. I mean, she's lost so much weight, right? So now her skin is rubbing on her bones, and that's causing sores on her. So yeah, it's just one of those situations. But inform the family they better come soon, because could be a couple days, could be a couple weeks, but probably not going to make it to Christmas, just because she's not getting nutrition anymore, right? So that's what we're dealing with. So at any rate, I figured, what can I do tonight? I can hang out with my buddies over here. I know that Brad is at a meeting tonight, and I know that Todd is probably cooking dinner.
He's around someplace there. I do know that.
So he'll probably jump in here, And when Mr. Stepler asked if you're going to do a live stream tonight, I said, yeah, probably so. Probably will. Because you asked, Ian. That's why we're here. But
I went out this morning, and they say the rest of the week's going to get pretty cold. And I went ahead and did like what you see behind me there, where I put my carpet wraps around my hives for wind block and all that stuff. So
the temperature did like kind of spike up into the 50s for a little while today.
This morning.
And man, did the bees start coming out.
When I was out there putting them on, I was quite surprised, because it was like close to 9 o'clock. And some of them hives that were getting direct sunlight, they were starting to fly a little bit.
Right.
And it got up a little warm. I actually put a little bit of pollen out for them.
And they tore that stuff up too, didn't they?
I didn't have enough. They were still kind of chilly and a little bit of windy. And then I don't know. By the time I got back, I was late this evening. It was cold. Everybody was in the house and shut up for the night. And so anyway, I went ahead and put them on there this morning, and so I'm basically I am completely winter prepped, I guess you would say, other than maybe vaporizing my hives next month.
I had a guy, and I think it's funny
temperature.
because I don't know if you heard me tell the story about the guy that I went and helped, and then he decided to go buy his nukes out in the country, right? From somebody else. So he had to drive.
Was this the guy that you just helped again?
No, it's a different guy. But
Okay.
At any rate, I saw a post on the Book of Faces today where somebody out in that same little small town is getting out of the bee business, and they had a whole bunch of boxes and stuff. He said, well, I'll send you a spreadsheet of what he's got. So he sent me a spreadsheet, but he didn't say how many he had. I was going to make him an offer on buying all of it, right? Look, I'm just going to come load up my truck and bring it home. And by that time, he's like, oh, some people have already paid for some stuff. So I don't have any idea what he has. But he had, I didn't want his shallows, but he had shallows and mediums.
Oh, yeah, that's old-timey crap.
And, but it was pretty painted stuff. The picture he put up, it was like, looked good. It was this post here. Let me see. Showed this is what he had up. I thought they were mediums, right? And I was trying to get out of the medium game, but are these shallows? They look medium to me, but they could be shallows.
You blow that up?
Yeah, possibly.
They look
medium to me, but
all like mediums to me.
But he sent me a spreadsheet where he's got like a shipping container, the Connex box that he bought for $3,800 that he's selling for $1,750. And let me see if I can open up the spreadsheet here. So he has nuke boxes assembled full of, I guess FF means full of frames. I don't know. 1850.
Are they deeps or mediums?
Well, they don't say on the nukes. The deeps here assembled full of frames. He said 3375. That seems a little bit high. Deep box assembled 1850. I don't know why he has F and E on there. $10.50. Empty, maybe full and empty.
Empty, I guess.
I could get a deep boxes for $10.50 a piece.
New.
I don't know how used they are. If they're as used as what was in that photo, then they don't look that used,
Right.
But then he's got shallow boxes full of frames, shallow boxes assembled full. I don't know what FF and all this stuff means. So deep foundation, 90 cents a sheet. What else did he have? Deep grooved frames, 80 cents a piece. 80 cents a frame. I'll buy every one you got. But drawn comb shallows, drawn comb deeps. $38 for a box full of comb. He's got those pumps, C-Flow pump, which is basically like a watering pump, $49.50, and then a 1.2 gallon a minute pump for $25.
I think that's the kind I got.
It's got to be a wand, right? For $87, 174. Pollen feeders. What is that?
$87. You can buy a brand new one for that. For a
shipping.
wand.
Here's that container, $17.50. So fume boards, $13. Queen rearing frame, $3. White feeder buckets, $1.50. How many feet are both?
Doesn't have any amount.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have an amount because I was trying to do the math, right? I was like, well, how much would I have to buy if I wanted to buy all this and all this and all this? Queen Castle, $23.50. Medium foundation, 80 cents. He must have did some cut cone because he's got wax foundation here for mediums. So, I mean, he had a bunch of stuff, but this is not much information. This tells me prices, but not how many, right? So when I send him a text back, well, how many of this do you have? I don't know. I've sold some, but they haven't been picked up yet. What does that tell me? Nothing. Because I was going to come down there and load my whole truck up with deep boxes with frames tomorrow, right? And
how far is it away? How far is it away?
Hour. So I would have just did it, but I'm not going to fight him to find out how much stuff he's got, right?
Taco truck inspector.
The taco truck inspector. Todd, how are you?
I'm good. Just home. I got home a little early, warmed up some dinner that I had left over for last night, and here I am.
And here you are in your...
So it's what, 7 o'clock your time?
It is 6 o'clock.
6.
Did you eat dinner already?
Yeah.
See, I gave you plenty of time there.
Well, I snuck out early too.
Oh, yeah, Lee. That's good. Lee's sister had her surgery. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I was totally intent on trying to make him an offer on those boxes with the drawn comb because that's like gold. But not for that price if they're used. But $2 a frame.
Did you get a thing from Brad? Whatever you sent out the first time, the room wasn't occupied.
Oh yeah, that's because I was contemplating whether to go live, and when nobody showed up in the other room, I was like, well, I'll just go live. I know there's some people that want to hang out tonight. Thanks, Brian. It's the bee police coming to look for me, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of it. The bees were flying a little bit today. No honey sales today. Just dealing with med staff today, so that'll be tomorrow as well, seems like. And I'm supposed to go help the guy move his long langs, which I tried to tell him that was a dumb idea to begin with, but he didn't listen to me. Now he has to move them, and who's the dummy that's helping him move them? This guy, right? So that's the try to help people out.
Yeah. No, I took it, like I say, I covered my hives up as far as the ones out past the building. And hey, Brad.
But Brad had a meeting. His meeting might be over already. He might be riding home. Maybe over. I mean, I did get another message from the local honey finder, and we'll see if the guy ends up buying honey or not. And I had another guy on Facebook that was messaging me about buying honey, but
he had a Zoom meeting, so it's over with. Yeah, Wednesday I got a board meeting too.
A board meeting or a boring meeting?
Nah, it's a board meeting for our club. This coming month we're having our holiday party, and it's kind of like we got to have a meeting prior to the holiday. You know, we can't be at last minute, you know, and all that stuff to kind of talk about stuff. So we have to ahead of time.
Right.
But I was sitting down doing some, I don't know what I said, talk to you guys last night or not about it, but I've kind of made a decision. I'm gonna take out next spring. Take out 4 nukes out of my nuke area and drop 2 10-frame hives in for honey production.
Well, all right, so let's answer this question here if we can. Now, do you have bees in the colony as well, or just a box of comb that's got wax moth in it there, Tom? Because what I would typically do is if it was something that was resources or something like that, that's what I would do. Take it out and freeze the frame and put it back in. But
where's he located at?
Don't know. Tom, where are you located? And usually
the bees are in the hives, he says.
Yeah, if you can shake the bees off of that frame and freeze it and either replace it. I mean, if it's got brood or something on it, probably just
he's in Texas.
Oh yeah, you're probably swap it out with another piece of comb if you have it and freeze that one and then go back after a few days and take it back out and swap them back.
You know what I've done in the past? If it has a lot of pollen on it and you don't want to take it away from them, you can take your hive tool and either dig that worm out or crush it in there, and then the bees will clean it up. But you have to have a strong hive. If you have a weak hive, forget it. Then take the frame out and freeze it.
So speaking of making honey production hives, Todd, what did you decide to do for next year?
I knew you were going to say that. Well,
we won't hold you to it because it's so early. If you're like me, it'll change 50 times before it anyway.
Well, right now, as it stands with the way the El Nino is going to supposedly go down, I'm probably going to run for honey because I have to take advantage of it. Normally, we don't get this much rain, so it's going to produce a lot of wildflower. But there's an outside chance that I might keep 5 or 6 or 7 or so pallets ready for, and they're in doubles. Everybody's in doubles. So what I'm thinking of doing is saving some pallets for almonds, but I won't know that status until after January 1st. And then, so if I do have bees, or if the commercial guy needs extra bees to fill his contracts, then I will
add on
needs, and then I'll the rest of the fleet, I'll start prepping them for honey. And what I'll eventually do is split them down into.
So, are you going to try to grow, or are you going to try to stay where you're at?
No, I'll grow.
So you got plenty of land. Yeah, and I don't think I've ever asked you that about how much land do you have to put bees on, or is that even an issue?
There's 10 acres out there, but I need more space. I've got room for 100 colonies, but more than 10 acres. Or I need more than 10 acres if I was going to do that.
Well,
but yeah, I'm going to split them up. I'll do what Ian does and let them grow into that top box, then split them down, put queen cells in there, or queens, mated queens, whatever I could get early enough. And then those bees will run for honey. And then the bees coming back from almonds, I'll probably end up splitting them down, get them pumped up for wildflower honey in, May. Or actually, what is it? There's privet, and then there is tallow in May and early June, so that I'll have something going on. But I sure would like to get some in almonds, but I'll have to wait and see.
Right.
Next year I'll do that for sure.
See, and that's the kind of thing that I had struggled with so far. Well, not really struggled. I really haven't tried real hard. And when I say that, I mean, yeah, I've sold some nukes, but it's not like I've said, I put out a list and said I'm going to have 50 nukes on, first week of April or anything like that. I haven't done that type of thing. It's just kind of like if somebody asked me, do I have nukes? Yeah, I've got some nukes, and I'll split them. And then if I sell them, I sell them. If not, I've just grown my apiary. So it's not been a huge thing. I need to figure out that way, right, to get some early season cash flow into the business, as compared to just waiting until all the honey sells type of thing. But I have, between queens and nukes, I've done all right, but it hadn't been a concerted effort to where I've just made that a goal to do that. Right. Mm-hmm. Where, James tries to, do all his splits and then sell those nukes. Now he's got a little bit of different situation up there because he works with the bee supply store, right, to sell them nukes, and they agree to buy them and, whatever. I don't have that here. So anything I do is, first of all, the clubs typically buy from wherever they buy because they get a discount, right? Or they go in and buy a ton of them and the guy gets his gas money for running down and getting it or whatever, like Charlie does for his bee club up there. But that's kind of what they do here too. So they don't necessarily go outside of that little hookup that they've already got. Mm-hmm. But guess what? After that, and they start needing queens and stuff, Bob's your uncle. Literally. Yeah. I'll be the guy that they're calling. So,
well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to graft a lot off of those queens I got from Mark because they're killing it right now. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Brad about this last night. Those hives, those colonies are still in triples. And
really?
I mean, they're packed. Yeah.
So you never did the shakedown and all that with them?
No. The one thing I'm worried about is the bottom box being empty, like they're moving up. And I'll check them this weekend.
Well, then just remove that and drop them down to 2, right?
Yeah, because I don't want wax moth in there because that happens, there you go. But yeah,
I find that they do a pretty good job. Now, if I just set the frames out in the box, wax moths, right? Mm-hmm. But typically, if there's a bunch of bees in the box, I don't get that many.
They'll police it
in there.
But I'll tell you what, those queens have just they've been on the ball. They've just going. And so I want to try to get that stock. But here's the problem I'm running into is, most of them that I'll be grafting from are Italians. And so what does that mean this time next year? More feed. Now I got to watch. I really have to watch out in February if they starve out because they'll build up early and they could starve out in 3-4 days if I'm not careful. So,
well, they're also going to be prone to starting to brood early, right? And build that population quick.
Build up early and they go through the reserves and then, then I'm in trouble. And so are they. I like the carnies. I love the carnies. And Mark said he's going to get a line of carnies going. And so if he does, I'd be interested in getting some of those. Now, Jose has really good carnies too. And I have some older queens from him, some carnies from him, and then I have some of those daughters. So,
well, I got 25 queens coming from him in the spring. So, Charlie must have been drinking again. He's blurry to me. There you go. You're back in focus again.
Yeah, you got to get close to the camera and then it focuses.
You sobered up on us. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm planning to do in the spring is, like I do every year, is build them up, split them, let them do their thing, and just try to grow. And I have been oversaturating my area. Yeah. You ask everybody, you got too many bees in your yard. Well, don't come to my yard then. No, I'm just kidding. But it's funny because I kind of look at it like this, and I understand what they're saying, but the other side of me says, but you guys have 40 colonies in your yards. Now, granted, you got 12,000 acres of canola behind you or something like that, right? So I get that. But I've got trees all over. I've got the base down there. I've got the strawberry fields down the road. You know, we've got stuff around, but there's a lot of houses, so not as much, right? So I get it, but I just think like, too many for here, but you could have 100 in your yard, and it's no problem. I'm jealous a little bit jelly.
So, Peter Morris, what did you buy from Premier? Frames and boxes?
I think they had frames and foundations on sale or something.
They do.
I saw Rob had a video out on the new little instant vape, the compact one. And
how is it any more compact? It looks.
It doesn't have the box on it. It's just a little controller thing. So, you know, it works the same. How to pool filter stuff. Hey, there is a guy, a couple places down that's got a pool, and he says, "Yep, my bees come down there and check his pool out."
Yeah, they like that. They like the chlorine.
Man Lake's got a good sale for the expo, Steve says. Yeah, there's a lot of that good sales at the expo. I wish, see, at this point, with the way my mom is, I don't even know. I may not even be able to go to the expo. So if that's the case, I might have 2 tickets for sale. Todd?
No. I just spent a plane ticket at Premier today.
Did you?
Yeah.
You took advantage of their special? How much was the frames?
33 per 10, but that's assembled and waxed. So I said screw it, and I pulled the trigger.
How many did you buy?
300.
$1,500? Dude, you could have bought a pallet.
No. There were 9. What was it?
900 and something.
Yeah.
990.
I could have bought a pallet of 1,000 from China, but they wouldn't.
You could have bought a pallet from them.
No, I don't have
because their pallet price to me was, after it was shipped to me, was $3.03 a piece.
Yeah. No, I considered it, but I also have storage issues too. They're putting a lot of stuff in the shop over at the farm, so I'm losing out on space.
Right.
So I kind of
struggling like everybody else with places to put things.
Yeah. So for right now, I'm just going to have to crawl. Gonna walk.
Yep.
But again, I'm running 8s. I'm not running 10. So,
8 frame box.
Yeah. 8
Why did you start with that?
Because of my back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of stuck. And now I'm stuck there anyway, unless I want to get rid of my pallets. Because
you got 8 frame pallets.
Yeah. But yeah,
the guy that I'm mentoring, he has 8 frame. The reason he has that is that a guy was selling out and he bought everything, and it happened to be 8 frame. So I did have to learn the management. Even 2 frames make a huge difference. Whether you can get away with, we started out with mediums, which I was used to, and then I said, I think you need another. I think you'll need 3 mediums for your brood box for this one hive. So anyway, we wound around where we were switching things around, where we went to deeps. I said, a deep and a medium is what he's trying to run now.
Well, if you think about it, these guys that are in almonds and they're running 10s, they take out 2 frames to put in those big frame feeders. So they only have 2 more frames than what I can do if I had doubles. Well, I would, but so they're running 18 frames and I would be running 16. And I like top feeding better anyway. And that's what I would do anyway, because I need all the frames I could get. I'm not
top 5 feeders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has, they talk about the bees drowning in them. And yes, you have to make sure that top lid is sealed tight, because you'll either have yellow jackets in there or you'll have your honeybees.
Well,
in
that
there.
time of year you won't.
I think I get more bees drowning in those from me being slow putting the lid back on, where they land in it. They land in it pretty quick.
Well, that's like when I'm feeding. It's usually in the evening. And I like you say, you slide that lid back to where you only have it's just enough to put your pump in there, your nozzle, and turn it on. And then you might raise it up and look at it as far as, bringing it up to where your level wants to be and all that. But now I've decided I'm going to add 2 more 10 frame hives for my honey production and cut out the 4 nukes. So it'll still give me 30 hives, 14 and 16 nukes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got an order here for 4 more nukes, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it is.
Steve, that's the price I got when I was at the show in Mississippi there.
Yeah, I got 7 nukes already ordered for next year. I got 3 more to go. I'm gonna take 10, and that's enough.
You're gonna only sell 10 nukes?
Well, it's a couple $1,000. It takes care of all my input cost.
That's true.
And then you sell 1,000 pounds of honey or more, so you're doing pretty good.
Right.
So, good enough for what I want to do.
That's the main thing is
I want somewhere around 1,200 to 1,400 pounds of honey a year. So,
is that about maxing you out?
as far as bee popular,
Well,
I could have more
production.
bee production.
I mean,
I was 975 pounds this year out of the 10 or 12 hives, 80 pounds per hive, which that's about 30 pounds a hive more than what everybody else gets. That's because of my management situation with single brood.
Mm-hmm.
And I still say 2 years ago, I got 1,200 pounds, and I think that I had 4 issues of queens this year on hives. So if I manage it, my main thing is I see that population in the spring, and I want to hold that population where it's boiling over. I just want to add more boxes, supers, honey supers, and maintain that population without any different, I marked them darn queens. And if I'd have not done that, I would have, and that trying to find the queens when you have that many bees is just almost near impossible. And it's like, you're just wasting your time.
just look for eggs. If you see eggs and larvae, she's been in there in the last couple days, right?
Yeah, it is. But I was concerned about trying to keep her down in the bottom box all the time. And that's where you need to just say, okay, you're going to shake the frames off that you're pulling out of there and all that. And now Pete there, he sells
6 to 8.
6 to 8 a year and pays for his hobby for the all year.
I'd probably have to sell 20 to 30 to pay for everything.
You got it bad, Bob.
I've got it bad. What are you buying this year?
It's real bad.
Thing bought now. I'm looking at, I had set up for, originally I had 24 nukes, and most of them were all medium. I had about a half and half of mediums and deeps, and the market was where you had a lot of women come into the market, and they wanted the mediums hives because they were easier to pick up. And now the market has changed where everybody's going back to deeps. And so now I got a ton of medium nuke boxes, which I still use. Out of the 16, I'm figuring I'm going to arrange where I'm selling or going to do 10 of them in double deeps and about 6 of them in mediums, or at least 4 of them in mediums. That's good. Those are for me, for my backup and all that.
I just like the principle of what Brad and James and those guys say. They say, look, if you run deep, everything deep nukes, deep queen mating, deep boxes, all your frames are the same. You can interchange them very easily.
Well, see, that's what I do, because all my 10 frame production hives are all mediums, and it's the same principle. Is that, yeah, I got an extra box on there compared to two deeps, for the winter configuration. But I thought about that, about when I got into single brood, I'm going to go back to deeps, and I'm like, then I got mix and match and all this stuff, and it's like, no, I'll just keep what I got with the mediums, and it's working out for me. I've learned to.
Well, you're doing what works for you, right? I mean, you got a system and it works for you, so
it's a perfect system. It works for me, and so
what I find is, like, I've got deeps, like I'll have a deep and a medium. What I'll find is in the spring, she's got that medium slap laid all the way up, so it's like, then I got to shake all the bees down, put the queen excluder on, put the medium back. And last year, it seemed like, or not last year, but this year, it seemed like I had a couple Houdini queens that it didn't matter how many times I shook them down. They always somehow found their way back up in that top box somehow. So
well, maybe put the medium on the bottom then. Just rotate.
Flip flop them around.
Rotate it around, put your queen excluder on, and go.
And so this year, I'm going to try to take them down earlier and let them hatch out.
On those Houdini queens, do you have metal excluders?
I only have a few metal excluders, but yeah, that's what I ended up flipping over to that afterwards.
Those will bend easy, and all you need is like it to bend a hair out of shape, and those smaller queens could go right through.
So we're gonna play the game again, and the fun part about us, Todd, is we get to play the game earlier. We only have to wait a couple more months and we can get started on it again. Yep. So literally February, we're gonna start it up,
I don't think I can this year. In a normal February, maybe. In March for sure, middle of March for sure. But this year it might be rainy and not be the same exact thing as last year.
This year I actually ended up waiting longer, which, I mean, they did all right, so I can't complain, but by March I need to really have my nuke split, queens, first round of queens grafted, right? Mm-hmm. And ready to go, or go down and pick up a bunch of queen cells from Cutix and put them out and let them come back for the first round, and then graft from there out. We'll just see how it plays out. But Ian's not going to be joining us this evening. He sent me messages, said he couldn't make it.
That's a bummer.
Bruce said, Todd, is it still dry out there?
For the moment, it is. It looks like December is going to be wet.
Well, didn't they? I heard guy was telling me you guys are getting ready to get a big storm this past weekend or something. Or
no, not here. I think it was up north, Northern California, above San Francisco, I think. I don't know. But around here, not yet. But it could change, because they're always wrong anyway. So you never know.
The weatherman, that's the job I need.
Just so you know, I do have a right arm. It just looks like I don't have a right arm. I don't know what's wrong with the camera today.
Well, both arms are going, really.
There we go. See, it's there. But yeah, well, hopefully it starts raining soon. I really want it to I don't want it to come all at once like it did last year. I'd rather get a little bit here, a little bit there for a few months. You know.
All right, the guy answered me back. So he wants to know, do I want assembled or unassembled? I said both. It don't matter. Assembled preferably. But
With the guy an hour away.
yeah. If I can get some cheap frames, that's a good thing.
Yep.
Cheap frames and boxes, if they're not too used boxes. Because unlike these other fools, I'll come tomorrow and give them money, right? I can come on Saturday, and then you wait on Saturday and they don't show up. So, Todd has fourth dimensional arms.
Yeah.
Your arms are invisible?
Yeah.
Until they reach out and smack, pow, face palm somebody. Oh, green. That's why you got a green shirt on. Green and white. I got green and white on, but I don't have the background on. Mike said they got 8 inches of snow last night. Lost power for 7 hours.
Where's he at?
Vermont, right?
Yeah, Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, so that's kind of the goal. I need to sell some of this Girl Scout cream cookie, or Girl Scout creamed honey, Girl Scout cookie creamed honey, however you want to say it. Oh, Alex says it's snowing there too.
Well, my honey money jars took a big hit today, but I'll bring it back up. I got more.
Well, you got honey to redo it.
Yeah.
So when I went to Mississippi, I blew all the money that was in this jar, right? In slot machines. It's back full again, pretty full. I think $1,400 or something in there, which could be used to buy that other equipment if he comes through. If he comes through with it. And then it's whether it'll fit in my truck or not.
Well,
I did empty out all the Appy tablets. So they're in the now, yeah. And all my honey, I've got 2 cases of pints in the kitchen, but everything else is in the warmer or in the refrigerator out on the porch. So I can actually walk through my kitchen.
I was complaining about, I got those 8-ounce bears, I sell, and I had split a case of bears here back in the summertime with another guy, and I was like, why did I stupid buy? I had sold out of them. I should have just got rid of that size. And then like today, here comes a gal in. She buys all I had in the office. Hey, Brad, and buys a pound along with it. And I'm like, well, I guess it's stocking stuffer time or something.
If I would have worn my flannel tonight, we'd have been all flannel all the time. Look at that. Everybody's sporting flannel.
It's not exactly flannel, but close enough, right?
Well, it's got the color, the flannel-ish colors.
Played.
So how are you this evening, sir?
I'm well.
Good.
I'm pretty tired, but I'm encouraged.
Your meeting went well?
204 assembled covers in my wood shop right now.
Ah,
Nice.
So I'm very happy about
Ian's very happy.
that. He will be.
But not as happy as Brad will be that they're finished.
As happy as I'll be when that check rolls in. Merry Christmas.
Right. That's
so are you going to take a trailer, or are you going to shove them all?
No, he's got a good deal.
They won't go in the truck.
He drops them off at the wax dipper, and then Ian picks them up from the wax dipper, right? Something like that.
It would be the same thing if I delivered, because the wax dipper is the same distance away from here as Ian's place, so it's kind of the same thing. But I drop them off there. At least it doesn't cause me extra miles to take them for dipping.
See you, Larry.
But then he can pick them up there.
That's a good deal.
So yeah, it's all good. So I'll be putting that money into lumber for next year's build.
Well, Well, I don't know how much of the show you caught. Did you see my the post on the used equipment? The guy's getting out of beekeeping.
No, I didn't.
Getting rid of all his
No,
stuff.
I just got done my meeting and had a bite to eat.
He's got like 80-cent frames. I'm like, how many do you have? Because I'll buy them all at 80 cents a piece. So
Are they like?
he said
undrawn
assembled
frames
or
new?
unassembled.
Okay, so they're new frames. They're not drawn.
Yeah, he's got some comb as well.
Yeah,
And deep
not for 80
boxes,
cents.
which I mean, the thing is, he sent me a spreadsheet and it has prices on it, but it doesn't have how many he's got of each thing. So it's like I can't call him up and say, hey, I'll take all of your deep boxes with all your deep, I can't do that because I don't know how many he's got. So he's got to let me know again. But might be a purchase there. And the beauty of it is the guy that went all the way out there to buy those nukes instead of buying them from me. I think that's the guy he bought them from. So now he can't go buy them from him anymore. So guess who he's going to probably be calling? I'll be like, yeah, unfortunately this year we had to go up on nuke prices.
We had to put the price up a bit.
Seems there's a shortage of nuke suppliers now.
Yeah,
That's happened.
So,
getting hard to find.
and for screwing me last year, yours went up even more than theirs did. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens. Eh?
Karma.
Maybe if he would have charged the appropriate price for his nukes, he wouldn't be getting out of the business. I'm just saying.
Well, there's that. You never know.
But you never know why people get out. I could be just totally pissing down my own leg with this whole thing anyway. I mean, truth be told, if, everybody, we already talked about my mom's status here. I don't know what's going to happen with this property. You know what I mean? My sisters might team up and be like, you got to move. And then I'll be like, okay, where am I going to put all these beehives? And, don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I flee to the Great White North and become Brad's carry up there.
Can live in my apiary camper over here.
Oh, God.
I don't think Amy would like that too much.
I don't think that's what they meant by going south of the border to get help for the season. The wrong one. We skipped one.
Temporary.
I didn't.
Worker.
The thing is, with that other property that I was looking at, the realtor contacted the seller and they said they haven't had the land perk tested. So they don't know. So I could purchase the property and find out that I can't ever put anything on it. Like a house or even a business where it would have to have sewage to it. Right. So that made it too risky for me to invest in it.
Well, that's good you did that homework.
Hey, Alex.
Senor Alex,
Lagrange.
it's the barn.
Yes, the barn.
It's the
How you guys doing?
Maison du Le Chevalier.
What?
That's about as good as my French gets.
You need to practice more.
No, I don't.
True.
So the
I practice just as much as I want to play the piano. Well, I do want to play the piano though.
So Alex's is all buttoned up for the winter, all cozied up.
Oh yeah.
And it's snowing tonight?
Yeah, there's a bit of snow. Not much, but it's that nasty, like grainy, icy snow. Ugh. So
That's what usually it is. What do you get? Powder up there?
usually it's fluffy.
There's
Like
a
in
lot
winter,
of different kinds of snow.
yeah, a lot of different kinds.
They say the Inuit have
You got a
50 different
spammer
names
there.
for snow.
No, he didn't say anything bad. He's just saying he's currently eating A succulent roasted quail with a sweet and tangy fig and balsamic glaze. I think is that Kyle, another one of my Canadian friends. But
Ooh, you had me until cauliflower puree.
this guy's actually a great chef. If it's the guy that I'm thinking about, I don't know his YouTube name. So, but
Desert
Todd,
Southwest.
well, about as close as we have is Todd there, Desert Southwest. He's far west though.
They do good. At least
Well,
here, the
if you ask
desert.
Jeremy said his were in the desert of Texas, right? And he seemed to have flow after flow after flow out there.
No, I do think they have a Africanization problem in like Arizona. So if you're talking that Southwest, you watch out.
But yeah, it's just I was really contemplating whether or not even to go live tonight because I knew Brad had his meeting and Todd had to cook. I knew that. So I was like, let's try to hang out. And then nobody showed up for the hangout. And I was like, well, now I have to talk to somebody. I can't just sit in here by myself.
I didn't have to cook. I had to warm up leftovers from last night. I have to cook tomorrow night.
Close
I warmed
to
up
you.
a leftover baked potato. And get this. Now, this is not bee talk at all. However, I warmed up a leftover baked potato in the microwave oven. And I shattered a Corel plate.
Oh, jeez.
Those things
I took it. Exactly. Like, how do you break a Corel plate? It just split right across.
Yeah.
That's unusual. That stuff usually isn't that supposed to be like
thermal shock from the potato heating up too fast? Sorry.
It's tough. Like, it's Corningware, right? That's lab grade polymer kind of stuff. It's not supposed to break like that.
Well, you've got a Canadian made microwave probably, and it just like is Uber and just blow it up. It's like it's really cold outside, so we need to get excessively hot in here right now.
Look at the back of my microwave. It says made in Chernobyl.
Only the finest uranium used.
Yeah. Do not use high. Do not use high level at all. Don't use high level.
I just had it like this mental picture of the microwave just melting through the counter, like the China syndrome.
He's got the radioactive warning on the side of his microwave. That's funny.
It's not a new plate at all.
And I don't know if Paul from Hale Hives is still in here, but I wanted to thank him for stopping by the other day and taking me to breakfast. I had a great time and enjoyed his company and his wife's.
That's awesome.
So it's always fun. You're the Spud Stud. Don't know your own power. Oh, that's it. That's the new white tag underneath your name has to be Spud Stud.
Spud Stud.
Spud Stud. So, Alex, I'm about this close from robbing your One Tree Honey Company name. If I saw down all these trees in the front, except for that big, ginormous oak I've got, then I'm stealing it.
Go right ahead.
And I'm going to take your basswood tree, and I'm going to make little tiny beehives out of it.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's another office party coming up, so even if I don't get the permission to sell at the venues, there's always the back trunk of my car.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Hey, whatever it takes.
I would be sitting out there with a toque and some hot chocolate with my tables in the parking lot.
There's no cars coming through that. That's the
your apartment complex. If they get home at 4:45, I'd be set up waiting for them to roll into their apartment. And even if they bought nothing the first day, I'd be handing them cards. Here, you could
Yep.
find me right
You
here.
betcha.
And they will start smoke signaling you.
Make a big urn of tea, and you get tea and honey for all your neighbors on a cold day.
Heck yeah. You see how James showed up the other day at the little festival, right? He had a kind of crazy outfit on, right? His elf hat and his like funky Christmas tie. That's to draw attention. The same principle when I'm sitting out at the curb just waving at people going by, right? Just to get them to look over. Oh, who's this crazy guy waving at me, right?
Who's this crazy guy waving? Who's he waving at?
See, if I was in Michigan, they'd be like, "Why is that dude waving at us? He don't even know us." Down here, it'd be like, "Why isn't that guy waving at us? He's sitting out in his front yard. He's driving by.
Around here.
He's an ass." You know.
They'd shoot at you around here.
Hey,
If you
Russ.
did that.
How are we getting this stuff home? Did I miss something?
Not sure.
Is Nancy talking about that Nobby?
U-Haul.
That's a business. That's a business opportunity there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you'd be
Go to
driving back and
Nobby.
forth all over the country, pulling your trailer,
No,
dropping.
go to Nobby with like 10 U-Haul trailers parked out front. You need to
Charged
rent a
by the
trailer?
mile.
You got a lot of
Yeah.
stuff there. It's a U-Haul trailer. It doesn't matter where it goes, right?
That's true. It's $19.95 a day or something like that.
That's right. There
But
you go. There's a business opportunity.
Well, yeah, and you can mark up the price a bit. Plus
Absolutely. Now you're thinking. You got the spirit, Alex.
you
That's
mark up
right.
the prices a bit, but still lower than the usual price. There you go. Pays for the U-Haul, not truck or trailer.
You start handing cards out to all the vendors, especially the ones with bulky things. Here, you give your customer, how am I going to get this home? Well, I'd buy all these boxes, but I got no way to haul them home.
and
Here,
if
I
you
got a
wait to the
business card
second
for
day
you.
of the conference, whatever's less gets a little bit cheaper because they don't want to load it back up and carry it back.
That's right.
But you do run the risk of there not being anything left as well. So it's a gamble.
Sometimes you don't care, right? Just scoop up the bargains.
How much do you want for these 100 frames that are sitting here that are going to go back in your truck?
Oh, yeah. You wait till the last hour. You go and offer them 50 cents on the dollar for whatever they got. They'll take it.
They will. Believe it or not, they will. They will knock it down. Maybe not crazy, but you'll get a discount to get rid of them.
They're tired. They don't want to load all that stuff up. It's like, here, take it. I've done it at markets where I'll be packing up, and I'll pack up, and I got all my boxes. They're hold 12, right? So I'll pack up a box of 12 and tape it up, and then I pack up, and then I have one jar. It's like one jar, and somebody
It's
walked
going to be
by and
rolling
say,
around.
"Here, take this home."
Right.
Just give them a free jar, honey, so I don't have to put one jar in a box.
Keep the numbers even. Good night, Lee. Thanks for the super chat, buddy.
Lately,
And it's amazing. I mean, they've got a lot of good specials for the show. Again, not knowing the situation that's happening here, I don't even know if I'll make that show now. So, I mean, we're talking, a little bit over a month. And, we'll see what happens with Mom. But I'm
Guys, I got to cut out for a minute. I'm just going to pause my camera, but I'll be back soon.
okay. And so sent out the message to my siblings and told them if they're the nieces and nephews and everybody want to come by, and now's the time. Don't wait till afterwards and be like, "Oh, I didn't know." come now
Yeah.
and do your thing while you can, and then just know it's coming, right? Well, they should have that, but it's I'm the guy that has to deal with all of it. My sisters, I mean, I think they're kind of in denial a little bit because they don't see it happening, right? Yeah, that's a long drive for you. Cyber Monday deals, not as good as the Nabi pre-order, but decent discount. I could get a pretty good deal if I just ordered a pallet of them, which I think is 810 assembled frames. But you have to drop that money for that many frames, about $2,500.
Well, you got me thinking whether I should pick up frames on Monday when I go.
Doesn't I think I saw something from Mike and those guys up there.
Well, maybe you can get a knobby discount from Dancing Bee.
Well, Dancing Bee, I think.
Put their ad out. They got some pretty good prices on boxes, it looks like. $12 for a box.
Dancing Bee also has a U.S. site.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they're pretty good store. I've ordered a few times from them, and every time the guy would go out of his way to actually give me good service. I've only had positive experiences from those guys.
Did you get a name, Alex? You know who you're talking to?
I could look up the emails. Maybe
Probably
it's there.
Catherine.
No, it was a man.
You can't assume those things anymore, Alex. You gotta what?
Oh God!
Politics throw you all off on these things.
Okay, let's not do that.
I'm sure it is a female.
Mike Gordon.
Yeah.
Well, that's Mike. That's my guy.
He's in.
Yeah, he does a lot of the online stuff.
That's my guy as well.
That's Bob's guy as well. Yeah, Mike works out of the Manitoba store. Well, he is the Manitoba store. So he's done a lot of that stuff. Todd owns the whole thing, but he's down east in Ontario.
Okay. Well, he's the only person I've interacted
Mike's a good
with.
guy to deal with.
And,
he's a good guy to deal with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Takes care of me. Well, he takes care of my needs. I just get a hold of Mike. Hey, Mike, you got any of these? Yep, no problem. Come and get them.
Yeah, but, I ordered 3 times from them. Molds for wax bars, the Instavap, and I was looking for what's it called? The wow, memory. Apex Biologics. There you go. And every time the site I went to would say out of stock, I would email them. It's we have them at the other place. We'll send them to you.
Hey Brad, guess when my local show is in town? February 23rd and 24th.
Oh no!
And you know what? Who's not going? Our local bee supply store is not listed on their on the deal here.
Well, I understand if you got to change your plans.
No, I would much rather go up there. Of course, it's interesting. Amy Vu is going to be there.
An experience for you. Try to make it a memorable experience.
Dr. Zach Lamas is going to be there, and Amy Vu.
Was that a bee conference?
Bring all the warm clothes you own.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. You understand that I could buy the most foul weather gear that we have here, and it would not be foul enough for up there.
It would be a hoodie.
Yeah, that's it.
And a pair of work gloves.
Bee and comb. Trying to free delivery for advanced sales through our website.
It could be that by then, at that time of year, it could be very, very warm here. So it might not be an issue at all.
Trying to see what their vendor pricing was, but I don't
You
see
talking
it.
about a bee conference in Manitoba, Brad?
Yeah.
What's it
Last weekend,
called?
February.
What's it called? I'm gonna look it up.
Manitoba Beekeeper Association convention. It's not advertised yet.
Okay.
23rd and 24th. Looks like we got Corey Stevens coming up.
That should be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be Master Beekeeping course through the state of South Carolina. Certified journey. So it's 45. Master test level testing is offered during summer conference only. Yeah. They've got a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vendors signed up for the spring conference here. Good for them. Let me see. See if I'm missing anything. Brazilian cherry. You guys are wood talking again? You talking about your woods again? Charlie's muted. Talking about his wood in private. That didn't sound.
Yeah, Robert's talking about his lumber, the mahogany with Bernie's blades up. It sounds like it's Jatoba to me. And it's super heavy. It's like steel almost. You can't stand it. It looks like mahogany. It's red like mahogany.
Said he got it from the coffin shop.
I don't know, but if it's real dense and heavy, it's Jatoba. Or most people call it Brazilian cherry.
Is that what they make the, was it jojoba oil or whatever it is?
I guess it's got a lot of oils in it.
Jojoba? Jehovah?
It's a ha 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 sound.
Jojoba?
Ho 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 ba.
Jojoba.
It's like jalapeno.
Jalapenos. You guys are too much fun. Coca-Bula.
Coca-Boca. Yeah, that's
Coca-Cola.
super. That stuff is
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Never heard of that.
I never fooled with it, but I understand. It's like ironwood.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Is it a black wood similar to ebony?
I don't know. It might have some black streaks in it.
I'm going to grab a drink. You guys can talk about your wood all you want to.
Talk amongst yourselves.
As long as it's hard.
Coca-Cola.
I've never
Yeah,
used that exotic stuff.
Did you ever see any Purple Heart?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I've used Purple Heart. Yeah, I have some in my shop.
It doesn't stay that way long though.
It does darken up in sunlight for sure. Paduke does that too. You use Paduke and it's a gorgeous orange color, reddish orange, and then after a while it just turns pretty well black.
Osage orange stays orange. I have a piece of it over here.
It's my first Friday of the week.
Happy first Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy first Friday. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink.
But so what's next for you, Brad? More lid finishing?
Well, yeah, it's going to take me a few days to finish the lids. I have to do the trimming and the routing round over the edges and stuff like that. Then I have to palletize everything, get it on the trailer, and drive out. I'm figuring Monday, I guess.
So another
We'll see how it goes.
about a week.
How many lids is that total?
Yeah, a week. It's 204 I put together.
No, I mean your total order is 204.
Well, this particular order is 204. Or
Yeah.
it's 200. I made 204 just because that's what was in the stack, and I might have counted wrong. So
Okay.
It's like the baker's dozen. It's the carpenter's dozen.
that's right.
Get an extra
And
one.
honestly, I'm just going to ask him if he wants them all. He'll probably take them all. So
I did have
whatever.
something.
If he wants them all, that's fine.
I had to do it. The McRib was back, so I had to get one.
Yeah, I know.
McRib.
The
That's
McRib.
actually pretty good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it tastes good. That's about it.
You
Well-
just don't know what it's made out of.
Yep.
Probably
It-
made out of
rib-like
earthworms and,
material.
wood glue. It's probably made out of earthworms and wood glue.
Rib-like materials. But that
So that's what's on the docket for that. Then what? I got to get the wood shop in shape.
see, great
Of
minds
course, once we
think
get the
alike.
paycheck.
Brad just had one too.
McRib.
McRib only back for a limited time. You got to get them.
So I figured that once I get paid from this order, I'll spend the money on lumber for next order. So it's just a revolving door of money.
Just
Well,
keeps
as long
your
as there's
money.
some profit, should be fine.
Well, it's profit. You just have to wait. Like, I'll do this order and spend the money on lumber, and then I won't get paid for that order until next probably June once it's done and delivered. So,
Sounds
definitely
like
delayed
beekeeping.
gratification. Yeah.
That's the same thing. You just keep buying.
But, get the material in, and then I can stay busy all winter. Stay out of trouble.
I looked up
Which
the
is
plane
funny
ticket
because
for
the guys that were in trouble were pretty busy today because I saw the orange jumpsuits picking up trash along the side of my road today. So,
Talking about guys that are in trouble.
yeah, they were in trouble
Or at
and
least got in trouble.
they had to pick up trash.
Yeah. Well,
So,
they don't get in further trouble. Alex, you were saying.
I was saying I was looking up the prices for the an airplane trip to Manitoba. I don't know if the price I saw was one way or two way trip, but $390 about. It's kind of tempting.
Probably a one way.
Yeah.
I know it's only $600 from here to there.
Yeah. Canadian
that's
flight
what they're-
prices are just stupid.
Yeah. Because
The car domestic flight, stupid expensive.
yeah, because when I went to California in 2005 for BlizzCon, it was $700 for a round trip, $750. And if that's a one way, it's almost as expensive to go half the distance. Although we're over a decade later, but still.
My nephew's going down to one of those cons in Atlanta, I think in January, and they have Mark Hamill supposed to be there.
Oh,
They like to go and get their photos taken with whoever comes to the show.
Sadly, I kind of lost interest in Star Wars.
Blasphemy. You're out of here, sir.
The quality of the films has degraded, let's say.
Well, that's because Disney. We'll blame it on Disney.
Because I still remember seeing Jedi, like, in the theater. I was 6 years old. Yeah, 83 I was 6 years old. Oh man, that was a while ago.
Alex, I tell you about, we're all on different Facebook forums. I'm on some woodworking forums, and there was a guy there on that woodworking forum talking about a guy, a contractor he worked for back in like 1970 or something. He worked for this contractor, and he said this guy's name was Harry Ford. And he said it was a number of years after he worked for him, he went to this new movie that was out in, what was it, 1975 or something, and he was looking at this one character in this movie, and he was thinking, well, that guy looks familiar. Wonder who that guy is. He sure looks familiar. And he said, I stayed late to watch the credits to find out who this guy was, and sure enough, it said Harrison Ford. He said he worked for Harrison Ford 5 years earlier when he was a contractor.
He was a carpenter for.
He's a carpenter, yeah. Yeah.
Something I did on my laser.
Nice.
Honda Series 12 Parsec straight smuggler's whiskey.
Oh, that's cool.
It says
12 Parsec.
It may not look like much, but it gets it where it counts. Distilled and bottled by Tatooine Distillery, established and registered 1977.
Nice. That's really cool.
There's Philip. He must be
Hey,
Colton,
Phil.
Texas. He's got a
What'd you call it?
Scully on. Do what?
What did you call it earlier?
A toque?
A
It is
toque, yeah, because
It is a touquet.
my daughter looked up and she said, "Who said that? Are they from Canada?" I said, "No, but I think they were channeling Canada."
So what do you call them? I always just call them a stocking hat.
That's what
Scully.
I call it. I call it a stocking hat.
Sorry.
So
I just spilled
so
it.
no, I had to get on here and
You
defend my damn.
American.
I issued one of my best jokes of the year, and you guys just let it just go right on by you. Oh, Bob's got to come back, for he was the butt of the joke, sort of.
No, we saw it. It just wasn't very funny.
Come on, man, you're killing me here. I spent like 12 years in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and I can't even get a good joke across the finish line. It's been a waste of my time. Did you see it, Alex?
Sorry, I was reading the chat. What?
No, y'all were talking about he was going to steal your name of your company, the One Tree.
Yeah.
Brad probably picked it up. He didn't help me out. He's not a good straight man for me. But
No.
yeah, and I put in there that I see Bob's gone. It's just really going to be bad. Alex is just lending you that name.
Oh God.
Lyndon.
Just
I
lending
know.
you that
That's
name.
that joke of the highest caliber. My God, that's so bad.
Oh, I brought my Yeah, it looks brown here,
You
but
brought your B game.
this is this is purple hard here, but it's not, the camera's making it look brown, but it's purple.
I just spilled my drink all over my desk, so I had to go get a towel.
How much did the purple color fade over time?
It just gets it gets darker. So
That's because it's a bleeding heart pin.
yeah.
Jeez, I could go all night, guys. Just wait.
I'll
Yeah,
go
I
get
think
something. Be
I
right
think
back.
this one is too. Yeah, but I turned these on a lathe. At one of the scout camps we go to, you can pay $5 and you can turn your own pin, and they have a lot of different woods. And Purple Heart's always one. They have I think they have mesquite. They have one called Tiger something. Charlie, you might know what it is. Tiger something. It's really cool. It's like a yellow and tiger stripe or something like that. They call it.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's kind of yellow and brown, but it's got a lot of deep graining in it.
Perfect. Now that I have Monster Energy drink in my work phone.
What'd I miss?
Not much.
You missed my joke recap. That's all.
Oh. Well, I heard it when I came in.
Yeah, like
I didn't
Charlie
make
said,
deliveries.
not much.
It's bad when making fun of the joke is funnier than the joke itself.
Yeah, that is bad.
I had to make a couple of deliveries. So I'm like, hey,
Oh, yeah. You got lipstick on your collar.
yeah, right.
Damsel in distress.
I won't pass down $70. It only takes 15 minutes. So what the hell?
I was
Nice.
supposed to sell some honey tonight, but she never showed up. So
Well, I delivered one, and then the neighbor was out on the driveway. And when I came walking back out, he said, "Are you that honey guy in the neighborhood?" I said, "Yes, I am."
Yeah.
He says, "Well, let me get a couple of cinnamon." I go, "Okay, I'll be back in about 5 minutes." So came home, reloaded, went back out.
Well,
Nice.
it's funny though because
Now, did you walk or drive?
I drove. He's on the other side of the neighborhood.
Always. I always carry a box of
I-
honey in my car.
I know, and I thought of that when I was driving. I remember. I thought, oh,
What was that?
wasn't me.
what was what?
Somebody's mic,
Hit the microphone.
maybe Todd.
Microphone.
Oh,
Must have been
computer,
Alex.
No, this piece of crap is too touchy.
But now
They
I always
said-
carry. I always. One guy. I was walking out. What was it 2 Saturday nights ago? We were a club meeting at the local brewery, and this couple was at this little fire pit thing, and I had my hoodie on. It's got my logo and all, and it says Sawmill Charlie. He said, "Hey Charlie, is that your thing?" And I said, "What do you mean? Would you do bees?" I said, "Yeah. Well, I want to like to stop by sometime and get some honey." I said, "I got some. I'm right here in my car. What size would you like?" I said, "It's $10 a pound."
And it'll heal all of your ailments.
Yeah.
Charlie
right.
just opens up his trench coat and there's jars of honey on the
Bottles of
inside of it.
honey jars. Like watches.
And they're right there. He opens his trench
Yeah,
coat and
wanna
all
buy
everybody's
some
going,
honey?
"No, Charlie, no."
But that started, Todd. That started after you started posting it on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And you don't Facebook that much, do you, or are you a Facebooker?
No, not a lot. But this is the neighborhood group, so there's like 300 and some. I don't know, 300 something.
Yeah, I'm probably missing out on a lot of sales because I turned my back on Facebook too.
But
Hey.
you know what? I don't care. Money's money, and the
No,
farmers-
yeah, I just, if I get back on, it'll just be for the business. It won't be for all the nonsense.
Yeah, I don't post a lot except on my on the Loma Vista page. Well, actually, I've slowed down on that because nothing's going on. But as far as deliveries, I only have to drive like 5 minutes. I get to the other side of the neighborhood. So what the heck?
I prefer though. I have a hard time on those social networking sites of
That's because you actually read it. If you read all the crap, yeah, it'll get you bent all the time.
Well, plus I don't really need all my customers knowing my political leanings because that'll probably cost me honey sales in the long run.
That's why I don't say anything about any of that. Like, I'm out here with my honey today.
Yep.
That's it.
But anyway,
But yeah, so $70 in the kitty, that helps a little.
Yeah, I did 25 today. I think it was.
so yeah, I'm really close. I sold out of my Capel spring honey, and I'm really close to selling out of my Richland spring honey. The restaurant that I've been selling to in Fort Worth, the guy wanted 2 cases, and I said, "Look, I'll give you 1 more case at the wholesale price, but anything else you buy has got to be full retail because I'm almost out." Which I had 3 cases left, and he said, "I'll be there Saturday. I'll buy everything you got." So he's okay with paying full price for the other 2 cases. So I thought that I don't know. I think on your show, Bob, I stopped by the liquor store where I have it in Richland.
Yeah.
And I thought that they wasn't selling there because he wouldn't do taste, it was selling slow there. But when I walked in, because I'm thinking, okay, I'll get like almost a case from them and I'll take it home and sell it. When I walked in, there's 1 little jar of honey and then 2 large jars of honey. And I said, "Is that all you have?" She says, "Yeah, you don't answer your phone." She's been trying to order more, and it's just a strange number, so I wasn't answering it. So anyway, I said,
Now save that in your phone as liquor store lady.
"Oh, it's there now." I said, "Call me right now," and she called me, and I saved it. But I told her, I said, "I don't have any to restock you right now." So,
Well, see, that's kind of where I'm at now. I've got creamed and hot. I've got my, my flavored stuff all up, but now my runny honey is starting to run kind of low for me, right? I'm used to just having it when people come up, and I'm in jeopardy of selling it out. So, we'll see.
yeah, it was like $250 they owed me, but after I restocked my liquor cabinet, it was only a little over.
Alex, you can sell buckets of honey here now.
See, that's it. I need me some good One Tree honey.
Oh, if you come and get it, sure. It's what, a 16-hour drive from your place to here?
Probably at least
You guys need a pipeline. I hear there's one they're not using.
a honey pipeline.
Petroleum flavored honey. Delicious.
Can't make a pipeline in Quebec. They won't let you do that.
But yeah, I mean, the cabinet is full, but it won't take too many good weekends, and that'll be gone. And then I'm worried. Where I'm getting worried is that I've got all of this honey now creamed, that they won't come to get creamed honey. They're coming to get regular honey, and I'm having to school them on creamed honey, right? So now usually if I get them to taste it, they'll buy a jar. But if I'm out of regular honey that's going to get them there, then I'll have my creamed honey stores for next year are already there.
You can always melt it back down to a liquid.
But I can't unmelt the flavor.
True.
That's been added to it. So, hey, this honey's amazing. It tastes just like Girl Scout cookies. I don't know where they got it from.
I'll bet that catches on, and you'll be out of that soon enough.
See Hale's comment, One Tree honey from Mowed Dirt Farms.
From Mowed Dirt Farms. That's it. That's it.
Perfect.
I'll do it. I'll make me a label. I ain't scared of it.
Dirt Farms.
So Alex
The
could
Mowed Dirt Honey
probably
Company.
wrap the honey in beaver pelts and ship it down to you. They'd let that
Heck
go.
yeah. You could just have see, and then I just need to put on the bottle, bottled by Walker Bee Ranch, Hopkins, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Great.
I could name all of my honey. Don't be an asshole honey.
So
Bottled by Walker Bee Ranch.
yeah, and
I mean it.
Don't be an ass hat.
I can't,
It'd be like,
I
what's
can't wait to
so
see the
good about
graphic on that label.
You know what?
Have
You
a
know
cat turned around backwards with his little cat sticker on there.
Here in Texas, Bob, you're
That's a catastrophe.
It's a catastrophe.
The cat
Hey,
has
Bob, Mark's got honey. Maybe he can come a trucking by your way.
pick up only 5 gallons of 5-gallon buckets. I have to go all the way up to Tennessee.
Well, I'm glad Mark's he sold all his honey, but apparently that fell through, which is good for him because that guy was getting it too cheap. But so in Texas, you if you bottle somebody else's honey, you have to have you have to be a bottler, a licensed bottler, or and have all the.
But if you buy it, is it their honey anymore?
Well, the thing is, there's a loophole that they just passed like 2 years ago that says you can take their honey and your honey and mix it together and sell it as your honey. And they don't even say that it has to be more than 50%. They say just mix it. Maybe 1 drop of your honey and
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
the rest of Alex's
1 drop.
done.
There you go.
Magically.
I mean, yesterday, it's probably the
1
same
drop
where
honey
you
of
are
honey.
too in
1
Texas.
drop honey.
But if it has like any kind of cold weather or rain, people don't come out here. They don't even get out of their house. They'll just stay in their house and watch football or whatever. So the fact that I sold $200 yesterday when it was nasty outside, I'll take it. It was kind of a anomaly that people even stopped, or that I was even out there, because I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah, I've done 10 markets since end of August. No, beginning of August, end of July, and none of them were rained out, or even in the summer they weren't miserably hot and they hadn't been miserably cold. It's been unbelievable.
So it'd been 95 degrees, right, instead of 105.
Hey, even in the summer, in the mornings it might have been 80 and got by the time we closed down 90, 92, but that's not a problem when you're in the shade. So yeah, it's been great the whole year. It's been really good. And I'm surprised some people come out when it's that hot, but they do.
Sweet sphincter, local raw honey.
God.
Sweet sphincter.
All right, this is going south.
Hey, if I had that honeydew honey, you better believe it would have some kind of name on it.
That sweet sphincter, that brings new meaning to mowed dirt, right?
Rain most days these past 4 months. Steve's got that's all I get in my front yard is dirt, because of the all the trees, and that big oak tree sucks all the water and shades the grass area, so it's just dirt.
How the what's it called? The buckwheat do?
Good till I mowed it down. The bees were on it. My honey was darker. It didn't have the 100% ass flavor of genuine buckwheat. So that was good.
I need to try some buckwheat honey because I like the
Well,
flavors.
go out to your truck and drain the oil out.
It's good motor oil.
My wife loves it. I don't like dark honey like that.
I love dark honey.
It's like blackstrap molasses.
That sounds a lot like the fall honey I have.
It's like blackstrap molasses that you scooped up off a pig barn floor.
I don't know if it's goldenrod, but there's something strong in our fall honey here, and I think it's really good.
Maybe Astro.
Well, that might be right, Doug. Might be more sales for honey, but boy, if they don't fix this by next feeding season, I think I'm out of business.
Don't fix what?
Sugar shortage.
Oh.
Well, they got a strike up there. I mean, y'all don't raise sugar cane.
Yeah.
Beets. Sugar beets, though, right?
There's nothing to do with that. It has to do with people that don't want to go to work.
Oh, it's not a strike. Or is it a strike? It says due to strike.
Strike.
Is it? You talking about the workers in the beet fields, sugar beet fields? Is that who's on strike?
No,
Who's on strike?
sugar
The
plant.
plant.
Oh, the plant. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of
There's no competition here.
that is kind of a
It's
one
one
way or
big
another. The
company.
cost of sugar is going up, no matter what the result is.
And if they start buying a lot of honey, that'll cause the price of honey to go up.
Well, hell, your prime minister said he admires China. Why don't you just bring it in from there?
Yeah,
Then they'd have a honey strike.
maybe that's what he wants to do. Pallet and a half of
Meanwhile-
sugar in storage. Yeah, well, pallet and a half. That won't take you very far though, Doug, because I use 3 pallets a year, and I'm a lot smaller than you are. That might do
I
you for
needed
spring.
30-ish bags for 30 hive. So
Well, that's a half a pallet.
Well, there you go, Alex. You can have your wheat here and your sugar cane right next to it. And you got a whole section there.
Great. Got her sewed up.
I don't know if I should announce it on here, but there's a Walmart
No, you should.
about 2 miles north of here, and for whatever reason, they're I think is it Domino? No, it's not Domino. Hold on, let me grab a bag.
It's Walmart, bro.
and he's gone.
Okay, here it is. Imperial 4-pound bags all summer and until I checked it last week. 4-pound bag, $2.54. Where every other Walmart all over Texas is like $3.15 or something.
So how many thousand bags did you buy?
I've gone by there 2 or 3 times, and I buy 30 bags at each time I go in there. And they always accuse me of making moonshine when I'm checking out.
That's only 120 pounds.
But that's not that much. You're right. But I've got it stacked up all around here. I haven't fed that much. We hadn't really needed to.
Tell them you're making a big sugar brick igloo for the holidays to put in your front yard.
But I finally quit buying it because it was just stacking up around here. But I was like, I don't know why it's that one store's 75 cents a bag cheaper, it seems like.
Isn't that just the way it goes? You know, I dumped 1,000 liters of sugar syrup on the ground this year, and now we got a sugar shortage.
Damn it.
It's kind of
All
like it's my fault, you know?
All because of you.
That's why they went on strike. They're like, that son of a bitch keeps wasting our sugar.
Ah,
We're not doing
So
it
what are you doing
anymore.
with it?
Hey, Brad, you know, in Boston, when they dumped the tea in the harbor, they didn't pay for it before they dumped it in the harbor, okay?
They stole it first,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
missed
stole
that
it.
point.
Then they dumped it. Yeah,
I missed that point.
You
Yeah.
did.
Hijack the sugar truck. I'm just watching it. We don't have imperial sugar around here.
No, we got Domino's. Of course, we got a Domino's plant in Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't know where Imperial Sugar is.
Brad, what about the plant that's in Montreal? Is it on strike too?
Print is so small I can't even read it.
I don't know.
The article I read, it was only Vancouver, but I don't know why one out of, what do they have, 3 or 4 plants is causing such a crazy sugar shortage. But I could be wrong.
Can you guys guess where Imperial Sugar comes from? I'm not making this up.
China.
Distributed by Imperial. Oh gosh, what's that name? Savannah LP in Sugarland, Texas. Sugarland, Texas.
How's that band get all that done? Making songs, singing music, bagging sugar. There's a band called Sugarland as well.
No, is it?
Yep, I remember that one.
Country band.
Yeah, this is cane sugar. sugarcane probably is grown in Louisiana.
I know they grow a bunch of it in South Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in Louisiana, a little bit below midpoint of the state, all the way south. They grow a lot of sugarcane.
So where's the sugar co-op at, Russell? That's a good price.
50 pound for $20.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's a great
that's what
price.
I'm paying.
I wonder if they're getting in those big totes, like the big white bags.
Yeah, but if you can get as small amount as 50 pounds, shoot, yeah. Russell's in Canada, isn't he? Or is he no, Minnesota, isn't he? He's in Minnesota.
He's in Minnesota. Russell's in Minnesota.
Yeah, he escaped Canada, settling just south of the border.
50 pound paper bags. And DC said Harris is getting scrap sugar for 20 cents a pound.
Yeah, that's where these chats can really benefit people if you can figure out how to get in on some of those deals.
I've tried. I've told everybody in my area pretty much goes there now to get syrup if they can, which was told to me by someone out of the chat. So it worked all the way out.
Yeah, I saw where Gus Mitchell had picked up a bunch of sugar that it was spilled on the bottom of the train car. You know, it's when they shipped it, and he didn't like it because it had a lot of trash in it. But I bet he might feel different with today's prices.
Well,
Maybe back up there buying it.
what we got to remember is we're not the ones eating it,
Right.
and those bees they don't care.
I mean, if you can get a discount on sugar, sure, yeah, it's worth.
Okay, DC said that's what his friend, I guess it's Harrison's getting. Harris.
So there's a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah, I think when they ship it, there's sugar. You know how sugar is. You can't keep it in the bags.
Now I got sugar here that comes in plastic bags, and I kept it from one season to the next, and it did not harden up. Now I've had Walmart sugar in what do you call it?
Yeah, mine,
paper bags, and it gets all hard and stuff.
it gets hard, but you can bang it, and it'll.
I think I still got about 25 pounds out on the porch from when I ran out of syrup last time. I'm gonna have to use that one again soon, just to get rid of it. Well, guys, everybody's so talkative tonight.
Yeah. All that
I have
beadwork.
been trying.
You're doing good, man. This is the most talk we've gotten out of you in a minute. It's just a Monday night in the winter, man. What is there to talk about? Not much. Just hanging out.
Wood.
Talking about each other's woods.
Oh, is that what I
Sausage
did?
orange.
But it is 10:30.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Going for an hour and 45 minutes already.
It almost got down to freezing here where I am this
Supposed
morning.
to get 34 tonight.
33 this morning. Just a little north of here, it got down to 30.
Here, right now it's -1 Celsius here, so whatever it is in Fahrenheit.
Charlie's got his spreadsheet. What's -1, Charlie?
30 degrees.
Just under freezing.
That's
Yeah.
a spring day.
Yeah, I had to defrost my windshield this morning. That was, I struggled through it though. Took about 5 minutes.
Whenever I hear an American talking about winter, I just picture these pile-ins, cars springing out, and there's this much snow on the road.
Oh, it didn't take much ice here. Then people do just start running into each other. People don't know how to deal with it.
People freak out in LA when one drop hits the freeway. It's crazy. One drop of rain, they go bananas.
Robert says it's going to be a high of 26 for him tomorrow. I think we got 34 and, 34 and 58. I think that's what it is tomorrow here.
Yeah, and I knew a girl. I call her a girl because I knew her back when she was a girl. She moved to Seattle, and she said when the sun comes out in Seattle, they act like we do when there's a few snowflakes falling. They all run outside and get all excited when the sun comes out. So it doesn't happen very often.
Let's see. Guy with the boxes never got back to me yet. Let's see.
Well, like you could show up with your piggy bank and say, "I want to buy everything."
That's it. That's what I would do too. I'd pull out a big knot of this. I'll give you this for everything. See what they say. Well, I can't do everything. All right. What can we do then? Let's wheel and deal. But he's already started to piece part it out, so he doesn't even know what he's got. So by the time he does get back with me, it'll probably all be sold. And then scraps.
The containers are really cheap, but getting it delivered is going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah, and he's about an hour away from us, so maybe a little bit longer.
What are you buying?
No, a guy was, he posted up on Facebook that he was getting out of the bee business, and he was selling all of his boxes and frames and everything. And I don't see that too much around here, so I was trying to jump all over it when I was like the second person to post on it. And he's like, "Oh, people have already bought a bunch, but they haven't come and picked it up yet." Well, you should know what you got and what you don't have. But he doesn't, apparently. So I told him to give me an inventory of what he has on deep frames and deeps, and I'll make him an offer on it. So we'll see.
How big is he?
Well, I mean, he had about 60 supers sitting there, so some of them were shallow, some of them were mediums, and then I don't know if he already sold all his bees or what, but or if he's just selling his extra stuff. Don't know. Don't know how many he's got.
My question is how much is let's say a 10 frame medium box without frames? How much is it worth? If it's in decent shape?
See, I'll tell you what he says they're worth.
Now, this is without frames?
Yeah. I'm talking boxes.
Yeah.
Well,
I got a price in my mind, but let me see what he says.
medium foundation, medium wax foundation. I don't even see medium boxes on here. I only see shallow and nukes. Well, he's saying a deep box is worth $10.50.
Why 50 cents? Even money.
Because he said he paid $21, so he's basically giving you 50%.
Yeah.
Solid bottom boards for $12.50. Migratory tops $10.50.
Wow.
Telescopic lids $17.50. Inner covers $9. Screened inner covers $7.50. Deep foundation 90 cents. Deep frames 80 cents.
That's a good price there.
So $1.70 for frame and foundation. So I told him to give me an inventory. I'll buy all of them. And then he's got drawn, I don't know what he says drawn comb deeps, $38 for a deep with, I guess, 10 drawn combs in it.
If it's not too old, that's a pretty good price. It's less than $4. And the bees.
But doesn't that run the risk of buying diseased comb?
Yes, that's a risk you'd have to take.
Although you could rinse the comb with bleach.
That's a good point.
Bucket feeders, white bucket feeders, $1.50. Top Hive feeders, $19.98. I don't know. We'll see. See what he comes back with. He's got a frame jig for $2.50.
Wow.
A Hive carrier. Is that one of the metal things that two people got to use to lift up? Yeah, no. Keep that. I don't have a second person. I'd be putting them on, strapping it to that thing and dragging it like a sled. But yeah, he's got some.
You might get a friend one day, Bob. Keep working at it.
I know. I've got friends. They just, none of them want to come help with anything. They all call me to help them, but it's like they're always busy. And they're not beekeepers. So they're just chicken. But yeah, so he's got, I don't know, he's got two different deep boxes. One's 1050, one's 1850. I don't know what. But those frames, I'd be all over the frames and foundation if he's got, hopefully he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, Daisy's Honey Steve there says bleach won't work on AFB. I just doubt he's got AFB, or he wouldn't be selling his equipment on the sort of open market. Unless it's unknown, but I don't know if anybody'd have the
Unless he's not
stone.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, but would he have the stones to do that? I don't know.
Yeah. Here in South Carolina, anything's possible.
Most of the people that have passed on AFB did it pretty unknowingly.
Well,
but and also his equipment's relatively new. It sounds like, right?
It looked like it in the picture. I don't know what his deeps look like. All the mediums look fairly new. Just
about every case of AFB is from somebody who brought equipment out of an old barn somewhere and put it back into service.
Yeah, those spores last several years, right? 30 years or so, I think.
They live forever.
Yeah, I don't know that unless he had some old equipment mixed in with his new equipment. I don't think it'd be a huge risk.
Well, there was a lot of people asking about the equipment, so I don't know if I'll end up getting anything out of it, but we'll see. See what they say.
60 plus years, yeah.
Well, guys, we've been on here a little under 2 hours. I got a live stream again tomorrow night with Lee on my channel, so everybody's welcome to come join us tomorrow. And I think I'm going to end it for tonight. What do y'all think?
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Good night.